everybody, welcome to another session of Tony Talks right here on YouTube. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button, and please don't forget to like the video. I work really hard on these. Like the video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook and IGTV. All at I'm Tony215. Today on Tony Talks, who were you dating? So today I want to ask the question, who were you dating? As I, travel and I speak to many people, and we conversate about constellation mapping. And as you guys know, I teach constellation mapping. I'm very passionate about it. It is my ministry. It brings understanding. It brings understanding into all relationships, all across the board. And so as I talk to many people about their relationships, people, in relationships, they get hurt. And they walk away with these bitter feelings towards the person, that hurt them or did them wrong. And a lot of times they walk away bitter at actually the nature. And I find myself in the same predicament. I teach constellation mapping, and constellation mapping is basically the mapping of behaviors based on the constellation that you're born in or under. And so whatever constellation you're born under will determine how you move in the world, how you function in the world, how you receive the world, how you interact with others within the world. And so I teach this to many people. And so, when I talk to people about who they should be with, and yes, everybody should be with a specific nature of a person, a specific nature within a person. Talking to, a person that has a water nature, and let's just say they are a Cancer. And then, they'll ask me, well, Tony, who should I be with? And I'll say, well, technically you should be with a person that has the Taurus nature within them. And so, they may have dated a Taurus in the past. They may have dated a person that they identified as a Taurus in the past. And that Taurus may have hurt them by some strange chance. And so they walk away with this bitter, feeling towards Tauruses. Of course, it's based on just one experience, or sometimes maybe a few experiences, but there's millions and millions of other people out there in the world that have the Taurus nature within them. And they're not all the same, and they're not all bad. Chances are this Taurus person that you ran across probably was a non-functional Taurus. This Taurus probably carried around some trauma within their life. But here's a twist. Chances are you just weren't dating a full Taurus. Chances are you were dating a person that had the Taurus nature in them, but you never considered the other half of him. And so if you are a woman, and if you are a man, and of course, women, majority of women date men, and men date men, and men date women, and women date men. So we're gonna keep it at that, and I do know that women date women. I get that, and we'll talk about that later. But we're just gonna focus on the men because they are the most targeted species on the planet, because of course men are looking for other men, and women are looking for men as well. So if you are a woman, and if you are a man, and you are seeking the love of another man, you must consider his mother's nature, because every man is the foundation of his mother. The mother is the foundation of all men. Men having been an egg inside of their mother's womb They are made up of their mother's material. They're her physical material. And not only that, but they are also made up of her spiritual material, her nature. And the mother nature rules. The feminine nature rules in the universe. Because without the feminine principle, without the female, there is no life. There is no life. Life cannot exist. So men will live under their mother's nature more than they will under their born nature. And when I use the term born nature, that is basically their birthday, the date and the month in which they were born, translated into the constellation in which they were born of. And so you have to consider the other side of the person, because there's two sides to all people. Women have mother nature because they are designed to nurse children, to raise children. And men have their mother's nature. So, if you thought you were dating a Pisces, you weren't just dating a Pisces. You got to go and look at his mother's nature. And if you look at his mother's nature, then you'll understand who you were truly dating. Dating a man, you're dating his mother. Plain and simple. And so when I started mapping out my past relationships, I started looking at their mother's nature. And then I realized, so that's why they used to do what they used to do. That's why they used to see the world the way they used to see it. And that's why we used to argue all the time. That's why we never got along. Because technically we weren't supposed to be together. Yeah, we could be great friends. We could be business partners. We could, fool around a little bit. But intimately, relationship, no. Not everyone that you are attracted to equates to a relationship. Yeah, you can make it work, but aren't you tired? Are you not tired of trying to make everything work? Why can't it just work? Why can it not just work? And when you follow constellation mapping, this is exactly what constellation mapping gives you. It gives you a blueprint. It gives you a formula that will work. You just have to follow it. And it takes time. It takes time. But when I went back into my past relationships, I realized these men, I should have never been with any of them. I should have never been in any type of intimate relationship with them because their natures conflicted with my nature. And it's not saying that they were bad people, because I think they're great people. I wouldn't have been in a relationship with them if they weren't great people. But just because they're great people doesn't mean that they were compatible with me. And when people look at themselves from a nature standpoint, they'll realize and they'll have understanding of why, they have some difficulties in these relationships. But in these relationships, they just, they flourish. And so when I went back to my very first relationship, this was my very first love. This is my very, very first love. I never loved a person like I love this person. And just so happened, by fate of the universe, me being a Capricorn, they had the Pisces nature within them. But they were born a Pisces. But I was actually dating their mother. I was actually dating the mother's nature, because the mother nature is the ruling nature of all men. So if you want to know who you're truly dating, look to his mother, because that is who you're really dating, his mother, because he is a duplication of his mother. It's like she Xeroxed herself, and here she is, but she's just in a masculine body, pretty much, and born under a different constellation. And so, I had a grudge against Pisces because this person, they hurt me really, really, really bad. I lost 25 pounds behind this breakup. Oh, I was crushed. Oh my God. So it doesn't mean that your perfect match can't, hurt you. But of course, this person had some trauma in their life, which also added on to the difficulty. But the question is, who was I really dating? If I was truly dating his mother, then who was I dating? So I got a chance to ask him, and come to find out, I was dating an Aquarius. His mother was born in Aquarius. So because she was born in Aquarius and she had a son, she basically Xeroxed herself, and here she is in the form of a male born under an Pisces constellation. So yes, he had some Pisces behaviors, but he mainly was an Aquarius. And because he was an Aquarius, he saw the world differently. He moved in the world differently. He received the world differently from me. Partially we connected. We had that Pisces Capricorn connection. And if you are a Capricorn, you are supposed to be with someone that has the Pisces nature within them. And you'll probably find out that if you map your life, you probably already have a lot of people or some people in your life that you feel strongly about that have the Pisces nature within them. If you're a Capricorn, you're supposed to be the Pisces. So part of us matched, and I loved him. Oh my God, I loved him. So this is how I know how a Pisces should feel to me, because I know how I felt with this individual that had the Pisces nature within them. At the time, I was unknowing. I wasn't even studying what I teach now. I didn't even have the knowledge and understanding that I have now. So by fate, by chance, I was actually with the person that partially had the nature that would coexist perfectly with part of my nature. But me being a Capricorn, my mother being a Capricorn, that's a Capricorn basically dating an Aquarius. And there's going to be conflict. There's going to be lots of conflict. The communication is going to be off. The sex would be great, but the Aquarius is very free, and the Capricorn is very rooted and grounded. And of course, when you bring Earth and air together, you get chaos. And so, this was kind of, our relationship. The thing that really kind of eased all the turmoil that could have possibly existed was our connection between the Capricorn and the Pisces. But unfortunately, that relationship did not last. It did not work. The mother natures, the ruling natures, could not coexist enough to stay together. And so, we broke up. But, now that I know what his nature is, and now that I have an understanding of his nature, I understand why the relationship didn't work. And it wasn't necessarily because he was a bad person, because, at the end of the day, he's really not a bad person. And even though he may have trauma in his life, that doesn't make him a bad person. And so I appreciate him more because I have an understanding of his nature, and I challenge everybody to go back into their past relationships and map who you were dating. Who were you truly dating? What was his mother's nature? And if you find out what his mother's nature is, and if you know what your nature is, it will tell you a whole lot. It will explain why this relationship just didn't work. It's not all that complicated as many people may think. If you guys want to know more about constellation mapping, please DM me. I do private constellation sessions. Of course, time is money. When you walk away with an understanding of yourself, a better understanding of your mother, your father, your sisters, brothers, cousins, uncles, and your intimate lover, maybe in your life, and maybe the potential person should be looking for in your life. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at I Am Tony 215. And please don't forget to like the video. I think it was pretty good. Am I being biased? Maybe I am. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook and IGTV, all at I Am Tony 215. And I can't talk today. Until then, people. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.